have seen my channel for a while, then you have most likely heard me talk about Jennifer Brooks. Because Jennifer Brooks was a super influential booktuber for me, not only on a booktube sense, but also on a personal sense. Jenny was one of the first booktubers that I started following, and she had a huge impact in my life, in my bookish life, in my tastes, in the things that I currently like, but also, as I said, on a personal level, in the way she really inspired me to pursue interests with confidence in the way that she always did. So the reason why I'm making this video is because a week ago, during the second week of January, her mom uploaded a video in her channel to let us know that she unexpectedly passed away on January 3rd. It was a very big shock for everyone in the community, all of us who followed her. It was, as her mom said, really unexpected, and I'm not going to like expand upon that because that I don't think is my place. But what I do want to say is that I didn't want to let this pass without speaking about Jenny and about her influence in my life and in the community, because I think it's important to 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 thank her. So, as the title of my video says, thank you, Jenny, for everything and all of the influences, and to really remember her with joy and with fondness for the role she had. I'm sorry, I'm stumbling on words. I don't know how to make this video, but I really did want to make it. And if you have something nice to say about Jenny, I would encourage you to go to her channel and leave a message in her video, because her mom was kindly requesting us to tell her how we met Jenny and the impact she had on our lives. But yeah, I'll just talk about how I met her and the impact she had in my life. So, as I said, Jenny was one of the first booktubers I started following. I discovered her through her love of the Vikings and of classics. I remember one of the first videos I watched from her was a video where she was annotating a piece of classic literature from Italy. As we know, if we watched Jenny, she loved Italy. She had a passion for Italy. She visited Italy. She did really amazing vlogs in Italy. And in that video, she was again annotating this book, but she was doing it in a way that was so different from anything I had ever seen on booktube. Jenny was super intelligent, but super funny and super down to earth, in a way where she was very personal, very relatable, very engaging, and it made me realize that this type of academic interests or passions, I guess, what is something that I can that pursuing is an option. I think a lot of us probably have this shared experience in booktube, or rather, a lot of us in booktube have this shared experience in real life, where you don't necessarily know people in real life who share the same level of passion or obsession, however you want to put it, with books, with nerdiness, with reading certain things with the level of intensity that we do here. And in my case, not only is it just general books reading, but also again my nerdiness and my love of learning and reading stuff that is more not necessarily the bestsellers, so to speak. Jenny read a lot of ancient classics and literature and poetry before pre Shakespeare poetry. I guess that's the way that I would put it. And that is something that I had never even considered doing until I started watching her. And it made such sense to me when I saw her videos that it was something that I also wanted to pursue, and that it was something that I could do and that I could enjoy and that I could really revel in this, you know, passion for nerdiness, and in the best way. I mean it, in a way where in real life I didn't know it, and not only in real life but also in booktube. She was very unique, a very uh, very unique in her interest, in her likes, in her areas of interest. I think I conversed a lot with her in the way where she could read an ancient classic and be very smart about it and read some poetry, and annotated very in a very smart way, but she could also enjoy vampire romance in the same degree and appreciate it as literature in the same degree. And I think that's how I started to really connect with her in the range of interests that are very similar to the ones that I have. So she was one of the booktubers that I would watch every single week. Every video she put out, I watched, and I would enjoy her vlogs and her reviews and her TBRs and everything in the same way. I would talk to my mom about her. My mom knows about Jenny because I talked about her all the time. My mom and I, we watched the entire Vikings series because of Jenny. I had started watching Vikings when it first premiered or aired, or I don't know how to put it. Um, but then I forgot about it. But when I started watching Jenny and her, listening to her talk about Vikings and the sagas and all that, I started reading. I read Children of Ash and Elm because of her. I read the saga of the Volsungs because of her. And again, I restarted Vikings with my mom, and we watched the whole show. I talked about it with Jenny on Twitter. It's now my all-time favorite show, and that was all thanks to her. Ancient Sathon was a readathon that she started alongside Tori from Good Strong Words, and then David Wiley also joined. I would participate in Ancient Sathon every year. I don't know if it's something that will continue this year, but I will read some Ancient Sathon stuff during that time period because that was a major influence and a major cornerstone of my current interests and likes and passions. If you have watched my channel for any period of time, if you watched my videos last year, you have probably heard me talk about the poem of my Cid, Mio Cid. I was obsessed with that poem last year. It's now a major part of my life, and that was all because of Ancient Sathon. Uh, I read The Lions of Albasan last year, which is by Gabriel Kay, who is an author who I knew firstly through Jenny. She was the first person I heard who talked about Guy Gabriel Kay. Her favorite book from him was A Brightness Long Ago, which I want to read this year. I think Christy Lewis from Dostoevsky and Space, who was Jenny's close friend here on BookTube, and she is going to co-host a readathon called We Love Jenny that I am going to participate, where to honor Jenny's memory. They haven't done the announcement yet, but I imagine that it will be, reading maybe Jenny's favorite books. I do want to read that one. I have Moby Dick on my shelves because I bought it because of her. I have so many books on my want to read list that I want to read because of Jenny, and I have so many books that I have read because of Jenny, as I said, and not only books but all of those other things that I told you about. Um, just the idea of reading poetry and non-fiction that was published in the Middle Ages is something that would have never occurred to me until I first heard her talk about it, and watched her with such a passion talk about all those kinds of things. Um, I think I'm going to leave it at that because I could keep just talking and making you a list. And I just wanted to say thank you, and I just wanted to remember her, as I said, with joy and with fondness, and with the same excitement that she exuded when she did her videos. Because I think that's the way that I want to honor her and remember her, and I want all of us to honor her and remember her, all of us in this community. Yeah, I guess that's all I wanted to say. I didn't want to not say it. I'm sending all of you hugs. The internet is a weird place in the sense of we know each other, but also we don't necessarily know each other in person, or we don't know, we know this part of our lives and we don't know other parts of our lives. We don't necessarily know each other's families, but I saw someone put in a comment that the relationships that we form here are as real as any, and I really appreciated that comment because I think that we have all felt the these these this news and this need to come together and to really support each other in this way that we do here in through our videos. I want to I commented in the video, I mentioned it, but also just acknowledge her family, and yeah, I'm just going to leave it at that. I will wait for the announcement for the readathon to participate, to continue remembering Jenny. And I just wanted to say thank you, and hugs to everyone, and much love to everyone. And yeah, and I will see you soon.